Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 7 o'clock main news. In tonight's headlines, His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah addresses the opening session of the 26th Arab Summit, stressing on Arab nations to fight terrorism. His Highness the Emir urges warring Yemeni parties to adhere to the GCC initiatives aimed at restoring peace and security to the crisis-stricken nation. The UN World Food Programme top official voices optimism over the success of the third International Pledging Conference for the Syrian people, due in Kuwait on March 31st. And Operation Resolve Storm enters its third day, with coalition strikes destroying Houthi targets in the capital Sana'a. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah and his official accompanying delegation left Sharm El Sheikh International Airport this afternoon after leading Kuwait's delegation in the 26th Arab Summit Conference, which opened earlier today in the Egyptian resort. His Highness was seen off at the airport by the Minister of Youth and Sport Khalid Abdulaziz and the Ambassador of the State of Kuwait to the Arab Republic of Egypt, Salim Assab Zamanan. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah addressed the inaugural session of the 26th Arab Summit today, stressing Arab nations must collectively face challenges, namely terrorism and its annihilating ideas. His Highness the Emir stated in his address at the summit to exert collective efforts and neglect divisions within the framework of joint Arab action that may preserve their territorial security. More on the following report by Salim Al-Kindari.
His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah said in his opening speech of the 26th Arab Summit Conference, which is opened in Sharm El Sheikh today, that he was grateful to His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and to the government and the people of Egypt for the warm hospitality and reception accorded to His Highness and his official delegation. His Highness the Emir said the period since the 25th summit was extremely critical and complicated, as joint Arab action witnessed the most difficult time, so that the hope for holding the 26th summit looked at a time quite slim, but thanks to our determination to convene the summit and the support provided to us by our brothers, we were able to complete preparation and hold the first Arab Summit on Kuwaiti soil, in which we studied our conditions and the obstacles to our joint action. By the help of God, we were able to adopt resolutions intended to upgrade the joint Arab action and conduct productive moves during our chairmanship of the summit and through the coordination with the Arab leaders in an attempt on our part to shape up a new methodology that may address our causes in a new perspective and new vision that forego the obstacles of the past. We can now see the political situation in the Arab world further deteriorating and becoming more complicated, whether in Libya through the current escalation or the security deterioration from which our brothers in Yemen are currently suffering. But it is our relief that the man who will steer the joint Arab action in the coming phase is His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who will employ all Egypt's capabilities in the service of our Arab nation cause. His Highness added that Kuwait, during its presidency of the Arab Summit, exerted intensive efforts when it preceded a number of Arab delegations to visits to Somalia, Lebanon and Iraq, to provide Arab support to those countries and to assert them that the Arab countries are standing beside them during the extraordinary circumstances which they are facing. His Highness said 4 years ago our Arab countries entered a new phase of chaos and instability, which were named by some people as the Arab Spring, and which destroyed our security, disrupted our stability, and threw us in new and complicated considerations, in which some people started to think of drawing a new map to the geography of our region, and which caused significant drop in our development and negatively impacted our progress and economic growth. We are now supposed to face those challenges through unity of ranks and collective efforts in the framework of a joint Arab action that will maintain our regional security and fulfill the aspirations of our people. His Highness went on to say that terrorism, with its destructive ideology and behavior and through its atrocities, poses itself as the most serious challenges which we and the whole world are facing. That's why our efforts to fight against this very grave phenomena must be comprehensive and according to a strategic thinking. His Highness the Emir spoke about the tragic situation in Syria, pointing out that this struggle wouldn't end except in a political solution which will guarantee for Syria its sovereignty, unity, and restore its stability in the manner that fulfill the legal demands of its people.
His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received at the International Conferences Centre in Sharm el-Sheikh His Excellency President Fuad Masoom of the Republic of Iraq. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received at the International Conferences Centre in Sharm el-Sheikh the head of the United Arab Emirates delegation, His Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Mohammed Al-Sharqi, member of the Union Supreme Council and ruler of Fujairah. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received at the International Conferences Centre in Sharm el-Sheikh His Excellency President Beji Qaid Essebsi of the Republic of Tunisia. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received at the International Conferences Centre in Sharm el-Sheikh His Excellency President Omar Hassan al-Bashir of the Republic of Sudan. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received at the International Conferences Centre in Sharm el-Sheikh the Speaker of the Libyan House of Representatives, Akhila Saleh Qudair. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received in Sharm el-Sheikh today the Speaker of the Algerian National Assembly, Abdul Qadir bin Saleh. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received at the International Conferences Centre in Sharm el-Sheikh His Excellency President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud of the Federal Republic of Somalia. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received at the International Conferences Centre in Sharm el-Sheikh the head of the Sultanate of Oman's delegation, His Royal Highness Asad bin Tariq Al-Said, the representative of His Majesty the Sultan of Oman. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received at the International Conferences Centre in Sharm el-Sheikh His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa of the Kingdom of Bahrain. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received at the International Conferences Centre in Sharm el-Sheikh His Excellency Tamam Islam, Prime Minister of the Lebanese Republic. The meetings were attended by members of the official delegation accompanying His Highness. National Assembly Speaker Marzouk Ali Al-Ghanim, chairman of the Arab Parliamentary Union, presided today over a meeting of the Union on the sidelines of the current Conference of Inter-Parliamentary Union in the Vietnamese capital Hanoi. The conference will continue until the 1st of April. In a statement to Kuna and Kuwait television, Speaker Al-Ghanim said the Arab group agreed on the need to consider terrorism as the major topic on the agenda of the Inter-Parliamentary Union Conference. He added that the Arab Parliamentary Union unanimously agreed to hold its next meeting in the Lebanese Republic in April. Speaker Al-Ghanim said this decision was a clear message indicating that the prevailing security condition in Lebanon allowed for such a meeting, during which the State of Kuwait would hand over the chairmanship in Lebanon. In the meantime, the National Assembly Speaker and Chairman of the Parliamentary Caucus, Marzouk Al-Ghanim, met in Hanoi today with the Chairman of the Inter-Parliamentary Union. Sabir Hussein Chaudhary to discuss the agenda of the Union Conference in addition to aspects of cooperation between Kuwait National Assembly and the Union. The 26th Arab Summit Conference opened at Sharm el-Sheikh Resorts today, in which the Arab leaders will discuss a number of major issues, on the top of which is the current developments in Yemen. In their speeches at the opening session, the Arab leaders underscored the importance of joint Arab action, the fight against terrorism, and support to the Palestinian people against the Israeli schemes and aggression. They also expressed support to the legal authority in Yemen and condemned the attempts to overthrow that legality through violence and imposing control by armed means over the government institutions and establishments. The Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas warned in his speech against the Israeli attempt to create a state in Gaza and a self-rule authority in the West Bank, and by that destroy the dream of creating an independent Palestinian state.
على جدول الأعمال التحضيرية للقمة خلال اجتماع وزراء الخارجية العرب على
The UN World Food Programme, or the WFP top official Eartharin Cousin, voiced optimism over the success of the third International Pledging Conference for the Syrian people, due in Kuwait on March 31st, to help alleviate the suffering of the Syrian people until the resolution of their crisis. She added that she was heading to Kuwait for the third time to attend the third Donors Conference, while the Syrian conflict was in its fifth year, relying on Kuwait's role as a major global humanitarian contributor. Cousin said that the WFP has been deeply involved since the breakout of the Syrian crisis in March 2011 to provide food aid for the most vulnerable. She hoped that donor nations at the conference in Kuwait will continue to support the work of the WFP to enable it to achieve its goals. As the Saudi-led Operation Resolve Storm enters its third day, coalition strikes destroyed a large Houthi ballistic missile stockpile in the capital Sana'a. Meanwhile, at least 200 UN staff and other expatriates were evacuated from the Yemeni capital today as an Arab coalition pressed a bombing campaign against Houthis in the city. Also today, the Saudi Navy evacuated Saudi and Arab diplomats from Yemen and transferred them to Jeddah on the backdrop of the ongoing military campaign. Earlier, US President Barack Obama spoke to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz, and expressed his support for the airstrikes launched by the Saudi-led Arab coalition on Houthi targets in Yemen. President Obama reaffirmed the strong friendship between the United States and Saudi Arabia and emphasized the United States' support for the action taken by Saudi Arabia, Gulf Cooperation Council members and others in response to President Abdurrabbu Mansour Hadi's request and in support of the legitimate government of Yemen. Palestinians plan to move internationally again towards resubmitting its Arab draft resolution at the United Nations Security Council. More with our correspondent Fatma Abdel Karim in Ramallah.
The Palestinian Authority has decided to renew its plan to head to the United Nations Security Council with the Arab-backed draft resolution on ending the Israeli occupation and establishing the Palestinian state within the borders of 1967, thought to be through international powers.
There is a strategic direction of the Palestinian leadership to go on the international level in order to hold Israel accountable legally and in order to bring international pressure on Israel. There has been several steps into that direction. The possibility of going again to the United Nations Security Council is under discussion.
The political and diplomatic plan is not new. Palestinians seek to widen their international recognition and membership in international organizations. This allows Palestinians a wider domain to push for their demand for statehood and sovereignty.
The options before the Palestinian people are very limited, but at the end of the day, there must be a movement in all directions, and particularly on the international level, in order to realize our aspirations beside negotiations.
Sources in the Palestinian Authority said the move is expected to take place within 2 months. The strengthened involvement of international powers in the Arab-Palestinian diplomatic plan is likely to give Palestinians a push, even at the International Criminal Court next April. Fatma Abdul Karim, State of Kuwait Television, Ramallah, Palestine.
For a chance to see our reports again, please visit our YouTube channel at MOI Kuwait News. And to recap tonight's news, here are the headlines once again. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah addresses the opening session of the 26th Arab Summit, stressing on Arab nations to fight terrorism. His Highness the Emir urges warring Yemeni parties to adhere to the GCC initiatives aimed at resorting peace and security to the crisis-stricken nation. The UN World Food Programme top official voices optimism over the success of the Third International Pledging Conference for the Syrian people due in Kuwait on March 31st. And Operation Resolve Storm enters its third day with coalition strikes destroying Houthi targets in the capital Sana'a. Thank you for joining us.